La malade que vous allez voir aujourd'hui s'appelle Augustine. Elle a des attaques d'hystérie depuis plusieurs mois et présente tous les symptômes de ce qu'on a décrit comme l'hystérique.
Est-ce que vous savez ce que j'ai?
Well, that was a tough one. Alice, the director, is very young and very involved in preparation, and she first straight on told me that it was gonna be a lot of work, and we did a lot of physical training, like these sort of like weird yoga things, so like I could like mentally detach every part of my body and like acknowledge like how to move them separately in a way that totally doesn't make sense in a normal setting, and it had to look very like you can't, like a normal body can't do it. Even a gymnast is not supposed to be able to do things like that because it's totally against nature. So we had help from special effects, so I had to train with that a lot too. And like I had these strings like pulled all over me, and they were like just doing that to me, and my body would go like freak out like a little fish out of the water. And that was very hard, and I got bruised from it all, like so many bruises. I would come back home and feel like I had been in a fight, but it was just a fight with myself. And yeah, we did a lot of hypnosis sessions because we wanted as much as possible everything to look real and not like a, you know, choreography or whatever. And especially for hypnosis, you've seen it in so many movies that people just go like, and it looks so dumb and fake. So we wanted to be as real as possible and worked a lot on that. And I asked to be hypnotized for real when they do hypnotize me in the movie because I didn't want it to look fake. So that happened for real. Like the scene where they hypnotized me in front of everyone, the actor was doing it, and I was like, well, can we just have the real guy do it to me, please? Because then it will be real. I was like, please, I'm only asking one take for that. And Alice was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And she was all about it because she wants it to look real. And we've seen so many videos of women being hypnotized and women throwing fists and, sorry, say fists?
Fists, yes.
Sorry. Throwing fist.
Fists.
Yeah. Just kidding. Sorry. And yeah, so the real guy hypnotized me that I had been training with, and his voice was so different and so deep and straight up, you know that you're doing the real thing because he's like, take a deep breath, but his voice is like solo. It's like it comes from like another dimension, and then I could just like totally relax and just like straight up tell all my lines. But they were like, then the whole team was like, you were really hypnotized. That was incredible. And I was like, yeah, was I? Because it's hard to tell because you're still conscious and you're still like saying your lines, and you know people are still telling their lines to you and you're still answering normal, but they were like, your eyes were like out of this world and it totally looked like you were gone.
Vous allez me guérir?
Messieurs, je vous souhaite la bienvenue. Je vais plonger la malade sous hypnose devant vous, sous vos yeux, ce qui vous permettra d'observer la maladie telle que nous avons pu la trouver à l'état naturel.
Augustine?
Et moi, tu me connais?
Vous êtes Monsieur Charcot.
Alice wanted every frame to look like a painting. So that was one of her work with Georges, the DP, is that she called him Rembrandt all the time. And it's funny because people, even like presenting the film in like places like India, would come to me and be like, it's funny because it really looked like a painting, it really looked like Rembrandt. And I was like, yeah, but like totally spontaneously. And so I feel like that's a good thing.
It was remarkable, the lighting and just the cinematography. I mean, really one of the most exceptional films I've I've seen like I'm with American Cinematographer magazine, and so I noticed just a lot of that stuff, and it was wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely a big challenge for the film to like make it like very intimate, and also Alice, how she wanted to shoot the film was because the film is so like has a big like sexual tension because that's what the disease is about. She wanted every scene to be shot like a sex scene, except the sex scene. So basically she was like, this is the blowjob scene when he like feeds me soup or whatever. Like everything was just put in comparison to like a sexual thing, except the sex scene. She was like, it's just gonna be one shot from very far, we're not gonna get close, and that's it. But like everything else, even the scene with the monkey, she was like, this is like foreplay scene, so just go for it. And so, but that was a work also with George, who, you know, had to film a different way, like it was a sex scene that he was filming, even though it was just like medical gesture or, you know, like him looking at my body in a certain way or whatever. So, yeah.
For Soko, I'm wondering, with the costumes, how much of that informs your character when you
All of it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have also a very weird relationship with costumes. I feel like I don't know my characters before I'm in their shoes. And that's been since forever. And even in my everyday life, I think I'm, you know, have that thing where depending on how I dress, I like set the mood for the day. So when I do get in my costume, and that was totally like a little girl's dream to be in period piece costume and having like long princess hair extensions, and like I've kind of always been pretty tomboyish and had like short hair a lot of my life. So suddenly looking at myself in the mirror and like look like a princess in like some, you know, corsets and stuff, which is like torture instrument if you have never tried one. But it's also very exciting, and you know, even like the little heels, like the little boots that totally contrive your feet so that you walk a different way. Like all about this costume is just making you like be very straight, and like in your body you cannot help but like feeling a different way. And when I think the first time I really felt like the character was when they did the trial of shutting my eye, and I had to look at myself with like half my vision and look at the whole rest of the world with half of the vision, and it was very weird. And they were like, are you not scared? Is this not weird? But because you don't have a choice, you don't really think about it all that much. And I totally forgot. Like I remember being on set and people the first 2 days, like even technician on the set, looking at me like super weird, and I was like, what's going on? Oh yeah, my eye is shot.
Vous avez entendu parler, vous, de cette Augustine? De qui parlez-vous?
De la nouvelle malade de votre mari.
Ça parle pas trop d'amour, le livre.
Qu'est-ce que tu connais l'amour, toi?
We had surprisingly amazing press. Not surprisingly, but it's always, you know, on the first film you expect quite harsh comment maybe, but I think press has been paid to be so nice to us. And
I doubt it.
did they pay you today?
No.
Just checking. But yeah, and people, I think, especially ladies, have been very touched and took it as a very feminist and like very of like nowadays kind of film, like approaching the same kind of issues that we still face today. So I like that, even if knowing that it's so long ago, people could still relate to it in a today environment. And even like friends of mine looking at me like, I just want to give you a hug. It's so hard.
La température vaginale est constante, sans variation. Augustine ne distingue à gauche que le rouge. À droite, elle a la notion de toutes les couleurs, sauf du violet. est aboli à gauche, un peu diminué à droite. Le sucre, le sel, le poivre ne sont pas perçus. Mise sous hypnose, elle manifeste une rigidité totale qui permet de conserver la posture dans laquelle on l'a mise pendant un temps assez long. Nous n'avons jamais poussé l'expérience plus de 4 ou 5 minutes. Une charge de 40 kilos sur son ventre ne fait pas fléchir le corps.
I am very happy that there's a new sort of like fresh wind in French cinema with like new young director that want to like undust everything and make it like just a bit newer and fresher and new eyes, and to me it's awesome. I still haven't seen Populaire, but I told Regis yesterday when we met that that's one of the movies I really wanted to see, because for a first film I was like, finally something different. So even as a French person looking at French cinema, I'm happy that there's a new generation of young people finally not staying in the old standard of everything we've already seen, but like challenging themselves and taking risk in doing first films and showing a new vision. That's to me already very important as like a French person, like even from like French culture, but also I don't know how it relates of like me living in LA, but I'm just proud that there's people taking risk, and you know, not only taking risk but like convincing people that have put money in successful a film before, and convincing them to like give them the same amount of money that they give to accomplished directors to make a first film. You know, that's pretty great.
Du moment que je guéris, c'est que je parte d'ici. Je commence à en avoir assez de toutes vos expériences.
Et où tu irais? Tu veux guérir ou pas?
Vous dites toujours ça et il se passe rien.
Vous semblez contrarié.